Hi everyone, it's the Liverpool show. That's all it is. It's all about Liverpool. It's about us. It's about everything Liverpool. If you've got any comments to make, they'll be shown and read out. And I've got the great George Scott with me tonight, drinking his cup of tea. There he is, right here. Hey,
Hi, Frank. Hello there, Frank.
Yeah, you're okay?
Yeah, great, thanks. Brilliant.
Excellent stuff. I was waiting for we've been waiting, to be honest, for Marius. I think he's forgotten all about us, to be honest. I haven't heard from him.
I thought he was coming on next Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday. Oh, did he say Tuesday? Well, there you go.
I thought he did. I'm not sure. I thought he did, Frank. Well, man, you got me.
Just shows you, doesn't it? Just shows you. But anyway, yeah, no one better than you, anyways, George. No one better than the lost Shankly boy, as they say. I just want to say hello to Harry Wood. Harry says, "Yes, Frank. Hey, Harry, you hope you're okay. Stay with us because you've got one of the great Shankly boys with us tonight." And Stephen Snape, good evening, Messrs. Scott and Carlyle. That goes well, doesn't it? Scott and Carlyle. It sounds like a tartan outfitters.
That's an long way around.
Scott and Carlyle. Oh, it's great, this. I just got to get my earphones. I'm sorry, I forgot about my earphones.
Oh, you need them.
I think I'm okay. No, I'm not. Excuse me, George. I'm awfully sorry.
You're all right.
It's just mad.
Get that technical stuff all sorted out.
God, blimey.
There you go.
God, blimey, this is mad, this.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's better, George.
I got my...
That's fine, better.
I can see you now.
I can hear you. I can hear you. Anyway, it's George. Last night and the result.
Yeah, I was bitterly disappointed, Frank. You know, I was hoping perhaps that Brighton would do the business for us, and for a period there in the second half, I thought they might just get back in the game, and then they were hit by two counter punches. And you know, to be fair, at the end, Newcastle, I suppose, deserved to win. Very disappointed. I thought they might give us a bit of hope, but it's not dead yet.
No, it's not dead, but it's just. It's so sad, isn't it, really? You know, we can look at games where, like a penalty, for example, that Mo missed.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Penalties. And everything goes, I'm not saying goes, I don't know. I just don't know anymore. It was so sad last night's result. These, I just hang on, these earphones. Just hang on, George. I'm awfully sorry.
Yeah, it was disappointing last night, really. I mean, Newcastle had a good side, but, you know, I think we paid the price, really, for what happened earlier on in the season. But so many games we should have won and we didn't win.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that, George.
It's a long season, and at the end of the year, I suppose the people that are in the pole positions deserve to be there over the season. Well, we've been remarkable in the last 10 matches, and it's just a pity. But you never know. Bournemouth may well raise a surprise against United. You got to keep going the road.
I can't get this right, you know. I just cannot get these right. Right, here I am. Sorry about this, George.
Right, mate.
Sorry about it. I'm not used to earphones, you see. I'm just not used to them.
No.
God blimey, I still can't get used to these, you know.
Yeah.
I really can't.
Can you hear me okay?
God. I'm awfully sorry. Yeah, there I am.
Yeah.
There, that's it.
Hear me now?
Blimey. Yeah, God, I still can't get used to it. I cannot get used
Maybe I
to
should
it.
tighten them up.
I know, George. It spoils the wig. The wig might come up.
Don't make me jealous. I
But
used
you
to have
know,
hair like that.
yeah, but you know, it's as I said about the game and tomorrow's game. This is what we've got to go through, you know, because last night's game that was more or less, you know, well, it's more or less forgotten now, and we've just got to concentrate on tomorrow because Aston Villa are playing. They're playing well.
They're playing well. They're a good side.
Yeah,
but,
and that's it. Go on.
I think at Anfield, you know, I've always said this, Frank, I'd back us against anybody at Anfield. I was watching a program earlier today I think it was on YouTube. They had real superstar managers of the game like Arsene Wenger and Mourinho and all those other guys. Mbappe was on, Messi, and they were all talking about Anfield, all talking about the crowd, the support, the hardest place in football to go. They all said it unanimously. So tomorrow there'll be a wonderful atmosphere there. You've got Bobby playing his last game. Hopefully he'll be on. You've got, you know, Milner probably will get a few minutes on the pitch, maybe a bit more. We can say a fond farewell to them and give them all the recognition that they've earned. And the atmosphere will be great.
Yeah, the atmosphere, especially on the last day, the final day. And it's a pity that Jurgen Klopp has been banned to the stands rather than on the touchline. But as he said, I was listening to his press conference, and as he said, I'll be viewing the game from a high position, so I'll know what's going on.
Yeah, and he'll be linked up.
Oh, he'll be well linked up. You know, he's with his backroom staff and everything else. But when I see the likes of Bobby, you know, Firmino, James Milner, you know, going, it's those two pivotal to Liverpool. And I put on someone put a comment up or something like that. It was on another podcast. I just said, what I said was, when we look back, or when future generations look back, you know, the way we can look back at Hunt and St. John.
Yeah, St. John and Kelly and
Peter Thompson, you know, when you look at them, incredible players, a frightening forward line, very frightening, right? But when future generations look back at the likes of Mo Salah, Sadio Mane, and Roberto Firmino, they will look back with I'm not saying envy at all, but you know, envy that they never ever seen them play. It's just like a hell of a lot of spectators, fans, call them what you want, supporters. I've never ever seen Roger Hunt, St. John, Ian Callaghan, and Peter Thompson. They've never seen them, and we have. You knew them. Never mind me watching them. You actually
played with them all, yeah. But the thing is, this current generation of the last 4 or 5 years, they've brought the glory back to the modern generation. We've been through the glory in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and all that. And these young lads today in their 20s and 30s, they've never seen that. Only the fathers tell them and their uncles. But now they've experienced it, winning the championship, winning the cup, the European Cup, and all the other trophies. So they've had a taste of what it's like. So, I mean, next year, as I said, the title challenge, it will be well up for it next year.
Yeah, absolutely. But we've still got to sort out the midfield. Our midfield today, you know, the last few games, the last 9 games, whatever, has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
The likes of Curtis Jones, for example, and Trent going into midfield, just roaming about in midfield.
Making it happen, yeah.
Yeah, but we've still got to buy. We can't become complacent. We've still
I keep reading in the internet that we've got McAllister eventually certain to come. But whether it's rumor or whether it's true, I'll believe it when we get the dotted line signed and he's here.
Well, that's it, George. And we've been full of rumours over the last few years, and it hasn't come to fruition.
Yeah,
but McAllister will be an ideal signing from what I've seen of him anyway.
And the manager left him out against Newcastle in the first half, and I thought maybe he's leaving him out because he's on the way to Liverpool. It's unusual that he didn't play him in a big game like that. Came on later.
Very big game as well. And as Stephen Sleep says, Bournemouth, Chelsea and Fulham have yet to affect it. Keep the faith.
Oh, yes. So we'll keep the faith, all right, Stephen. Yeah, definitely. And these games have still got to come, and anything can happen. Look at Sheffield Wednesday last night. Anything can happen in football.
Listen to this. Stephen Smith. He is open Jürgen has a better fitting set of earphones than you, Frank. Otherwise, he'll be muted.
He'd be banned. Sindai.
It's terrible. You haven't seen it. You'd have to come down and see this particular place.
I will do. I'll bring you down my book signed. I'll sign my book and bring it down for you.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'll bring it down for you signed if you tell me where to come.
Fantastic. Maybe you can see. I'm not going there. We're not going to go away for the summer. We will be broadcasting some podcasts and the spelling rumours and bringing in the rumours. These transfers and
that's right. If
they go to it'd be fantastic if you could come down and sit with me.
Yeah, I'd be more than delighted.
Brilliant. And then we can we can jump on a plane and get over to Athens to marry us.
Yeah.
Unexpected.
I'm going there next month. I'm on a cruise ship, so I'm not sure whether we'll allow him on.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Listen to this one here. Listen to this one. Patrick Brickley.
I know Patrick.
Oh, yes, so do I. An Irish lad, a big Irish lad, a big real fan coming over to Liverpool. Absolutely brilliant is Patrick. Hi, Frank. Hope you're well. The lost Shankly boy, George Scott. Great fella. You'll never walk alone.
I'll tell you what, Patrick, he came over last year. We were having a reunion. I organised a reunion of the Shankly boys. There was about 10 of us, boys that played in the ground staff and apprentices and Central League, and a couple that made the big team like Bobby and Gordon. And he came over and he's got all these books and things to get signed. And he wrote to me this morning asking if another reunion coming up because he wants to come over again. Yeah.
Do you know what? If he does come over, I'd have him on here. I really would, talk about Liverpool, talk about us, because he's a proper fan. I know that they're all proper fans, don't get me wrong, but, why he supports Liverpool, because he's a big Irish lad, as you know.
Yeah, I've got another Irish lad coming over tomorrow called John Boyle. He's come over for the game, and I'm meeting him tomorrow to sign a book for him, So they're great fans, fantastic, from all over the world,
Oh, absolutely. They're such dedicated enthusiasts, aren't they? I don't have nothing said about the Reds or anything. The Reds. Honestly, it's really good. Harry Wood, what do you reckon on Alexis McAllister to Liverpool? Well, we've just been talking about him, Harry. And I'm going to say to George, what have you seen that you like about Alexis McAllister?
Well, there's a couple of things. I like his distribution. I like his energy. I like his fight for the ball. I like his experience. I mean, he's a man that's played in the World Cup final and laid a fantastic pass on for Messi to score a goal. So he's got experience at the highest level, and he's still young. So I think and I think Jurgen Klopp would relish working with him. He's the sort of player I think would enhance Liverpool's midfield.
Yeah, absolutely. So there you have it, Harry. There's your comments answered with gusto, I might as well say. But the same goes for me. I think he's a great player. I really do, because I was watching. Funny enough, I was watching Argentina in the World Cup, and I followed him. And he was the youngest. Didn't he get the best player, young player award?
He did in the final, man of the match, I think.
And there's your answer to everything about this McAllister lad.
I think he would suit Liverpool's style of play as well, the pass and move, because he's good. He moves the ball on. He doesn't waste a lot of passes, from what I've seen.
Absolutely. And Charlie Kane says, even if Frank and George and all the gang, the gang now, this is our gang. I grew up with Charlie. I went to school, and the same school, same neighbourhood as Charlie.
Brilliant.
Really, just a sweetheart. He really is. And he's one big red. They're all big reds.
Yeah.
So this is what we all have. It's good evening, Frank, says Brian Headley. Good evening, Frank and George. Hope you're both well. I really hoped Brighton would have done us a favour, but there is still 3 big games for Man U, who I think is the only team we can catch.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I can't see Newcastle losing to Leicester at home. I'd be very surprised, because if Leicester beat Newcastle, that's bad news for Everton, but it would be good news for us.
Yeah, not a. See, Everton are in so much danger, and it won't go away. And they've been like that. I remember going back. When was it? Was it the 90s? I'm not quite so sure when it was. And they just escaped relegation on the last day. I think they beat Bolton 2-1 or something like that.
Yeah.
Or I forget what it was. And they just scraped. And this is what it's been like at Everton for a very long time.
Yeah, but the only celebrations they get is escaping relegation, running on the pitch in the last match, that's staying up. It's not what you want to see as a fan, is it? You want to be chasing for trophies.
Yeah. No, that's right. And this is why Liverpool, this club of ours, George, is phenomenal.
It is.
And I'm sorry I keep going on about the owners, but the owners should invest on the pitch instead of, some people saying, look what they've done for us, by these new stands and facilities. But all these stands and facilities that they're building, or that one's built, the facilities built, and the new stands being built is all sponsored.
Yeah,
there you go. And you can't get that out the.
Well,
anyway,
look what happened to Tottenham. Tottenham Hotspur. They spent millions on that stadium, best stadium in the country, if not the world, and yet look where the team is.
Yeah, so right, and you've got Manchester City who can't fill the grounds and they're wanting to extend it.
Yeah, no, that's incredible. It is really incredible. I know, I couldn't believe that.
Yeah,
you see a lot of blue empty seats, don't you, in the season? Not maybe for the European Cup semi-final, but in a league matches, you see quite a lot of empty seats there.
Loads of them. Stephen Snape says, these podcasts make for a brilliant entertainment. The age, the demographics across the generations, and being privileged to have Mr. Scott alongside is a real treat.
Well, I tell you, I was privileged to be along with those boys in the early 60s. It's a thrill of my life to be playing football and practice matches at Anfield against Tommy Smith, or with Tommy Smith in the Central League team. They were all fantastic people, not just fantastic players. They were very humble, very talented, and they built the bricks of Liverpool.
Well, that's it. Do you know what? I had a night for Chris Lawler, and it was great. And Patrick was, I don't know whether Patrick was there. I know he was at one of the nights, came over from Ireland. Anyway, Chris said there was me and Tommy Smith, and they were getting changed in the dressing room. This is when they were kids.
Yeah.
And Shankly went in and said, "I don't be putting that on, Sam. Get these on, old overalls." And they went out and they were building with Bob Paisley the little dugout.
Oh no, we used to fork. I've got a photograph of me and Bobby Graham and Gordon forking the pitch with Arthur Riley behind us, telling us to get on with the job and stop larking about. The groundsman. And I've got my hand around Bobby's head, forking the pitch, 15, 16-year-old on the middle of Anfield, it's incredible.
Do you know what? Mr. Riley was a great groundsman, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the whole family, I think they were involved over the years.
He went like food, didn't he?
Cracking fella, he was. A great, great groundsman. And the pitches in those days were hard to maintain. You see some of the photographs of the mud.
Yeah.
And mud everywhere. Now it's like a bowling green. Everything's fantastic.
Have you walked on Anfield, today? Not saying today, but have you walked on the pitch?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah. Oh, it's like Wembley Stadium was in my day. The only stadium that was like that was Wembley. That was always pristine, like a bowling green. That was the thrill of Wembley Stadium. I remember walking up there on the cup final behind Shankly and Paisley with Peter, and we're walking up, and I can hear Shankly saying to Bob, "Look at them, Bob. Look at them. We can't lose for this crowd. We can't lose for this crowd. It's not an option." I can remember him saying that 4 yards in front of me on the pitch, and a gentle breeze, a gentle rain coming down.
Yeah, and that's what it was like, wasn't it? The likes of Shankly, the likes of Bob, and everybody else. They seen the crowd.
Yeah.
They looked at the crowd. And as you said, he must have said that. Yeah. I always remember when we came home with the cup. And Shankly, it was in William Brown Street. And the Shanks, and he said, "The boys did it for you."
For you. Yeah.
And, that was at us.
I know.
That was personal. That was
to
us. The fans. Who else would say that?
I know. When we come back from Wembley, we came out of Lime Street Station, and we the first team that played, and there was no substitutes. There was 12 of them. I think Alfara Smith and Jeff Strong was on the coach with the rest of the boys, and we were in the second coach, and there was 2 coaches plus some press. And we came out of Lime Street Station, Frank, and you could not see the buildings. You couldn't see anywhere. And you went past the Odeon and right round and up Water Street, and I was, must have been 500,000. They were on top of the buildings and everywhere, And
everywhere.
Shankly went up on the balcony of the town hall and looking over his shoulder, that crowd. I'll never forget it. What a sight,
And that's the point, isn't it? What you said about the crowds and going back then, and they're the same today.
Yeah.
They're the same today. It's generations. It's generations of supporters.
Father and son. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, absolutely. It's through the family.
I mean, who's the lad that writes the poems? Fantastic poet. He writes Liverpool poems. I must try and remember his name.
Dave Kirby.
One of his poems is who?
Dave Kirby.
That's him, yeah. Yeah, Dave Kirby. Oh, I've read some of his poems. I'm in tears reading them sometimes.
He's
really gifted.
He's a very good friend of mine.
Is he, Frank? Oh, well, you tell him, I think.
He's married. Yeah, of course I will. He's married to a cousin of mine, Julie.
Absolutely brilliant.
Julie. She's a Valenti like us. She's lovely. And he likes plays as well, by the way. He likes plays.
Well, I know him. Of course, I know Ian Salmon and his brother.
They're
Nicky Alt. Them.
Nicky, I know Nicky very well as well.
Yeah, you would do. You would know them all through your work.
I was in one of the I was in one of Nicky's plays at the Empire.
Were you? Brilliant. Did he write the 125th anniversary one as well?
Yeah, he did.
I went to that. That was brilliant. Really good.
Yeah. Well, a few friends of mine acting it, you say, you know, so most of them are actors. So
Yeah.
me, I couldn't act a goat.
But they're gifted people. They're very gifted, these people.
Yes.
They make it look easy.
Yeah.
That's a secret, isn't it? That's a secret with anything, isn't it? Entertainment, football, you know, make it look easy.
Make it look easy. And, you know, it's Shankly again, isn't it, where we play simple football.
Yeah.
And that's gone through, you know, right through different generations of teams.
You used to say the ball doesn't get tired. Keep passing it.
That's great. Oh, brilliant. Let's see what these. Where the most professional fans in the game are enthusiasm is synonymous with supporting English football's most decorated club. Our devotion goes to the grave with us.
What a great comment.
Absolutely.
Very true.
And Lorna Blenko, the lovely Lorna Blenko. Evening, all lovely people. Happy weekend to you all. And here's to a Liverpool win. Gutted we will lose Bobby and Millie.
Yeah, I think we all are. But it's the way it goes now, isn't it? You know, you have to come to the end of the road.
Yeah, it's just one of those unfortunate things. But I always remember this. And I'm going back to when I was a very young boy. And Ian St. John was leaving. And I always remember someone who was older, that Stevie, he's older than me. And he said to me, how are we going to replace? Well, he never said to me, he said to my uncle. He said, how are we going to replace him?
Yeah.
And then when I got older, and I seen the likes of Kevin Keegan leaving after the 77. I said, how are we going to replace it? And in comes Kenny.
Yeah.
Everybody's replaceable.
Absolutely. I mean, there's always somebody coming in.
Yes, there's always someone, but there's someone that's coming in has to be bought.
It's got to be the right person. Yeah.
It's got to be the right person. Absolutely. That was a lovely comment that by Lorna Blenko. And Paddy Berger, another Irish lad actually, 1994-98, Frank. I was following the Reds away at Villa on the last day of the 94 season. We were 1-0 up at half-time. Fowler scored. Everton were 2-0 down at home to Wimbledon. We lost 2-1. And Hans Seeger saved over dived over bobbling shots. And that was a disappointing day all round. Says Paddy Baker.
I remember that, yeah. There was some doubt about that last goal.
Oh, there was big doubts, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Big doubts, because they would have gone down. They would have definitely have gone down.
Well, Barry Horn scored a long 25-yarder. I mean, I remember that game.
Well, Brian Headley says, lads, I'll be honest, but I'm absolutely heartbroken for our club, honestly. I'm on the other side with other fans screaming for these clowns to go down. We are in serious trouble for years.
Don't quite understand that one.
Well, I think what he's saying is, I'm on other sides with other fans screaming for these clowns to go down.
It must be talking about FSG.
Yeah.
The owners.
We are in serious trouble for years. What he means is, I think, for years to come, if nothing's done. That's what I think, anyway.
Yeah, probably.
And, you know, it just goes down to, all it boils down to, George, is investment.
Yeah, it is. They've got to invest money, real good money, on quality players. No messing about now. Not in the summer. We need to be serious now, because you've got City investing, Chelsea, they won't want to stay down the bottom half of the league, Spurs, United, Arsenal. We want to continue like we've been doing the last 10 weeks, 10 games. We need investment. Yeah, right, Frank. I agree.
Absolutely, because what you've got besides, say, if we sit back like we did last season, it was sheer complacency.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, a couple of years, it's been sheer.
Yeah.
He's never really, Jurgen has never really, I don't know whether he has or not, looked at the midfield and said, I need to strengthen this, or to bring someone in that will strengthen.
Well, I think when he had the money from Coutinho, he spent it on Alisson and Van Dijk, which was money well spent there for sure. But yeah. I think the problem is they haven't had that investment since.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, as I said, complacency does set in, and that's the main thing. That was the main thing at the beginning of the season, complacency. This is why we're in the position now, or the situation now, and it's the feeling of the consequences. Because by rights, shall I use that terminology, by rights? Okay, we should have been challenging. Put it that way. We should have been challenging.
Yeah, definitely.
If the investment was there, that's all I'm saying. And if the investment would have been there at the beginning of the season, now don't forget what Jurgen said on the penultimate day of the season start. He said, you were right. These are to the journalists. This is in his press conference. He said, you were right. I was wrong. And what he did, he was brought in Arthur Melo.
That's right.
Injured player.
Never seen him again.
An injured player. And he's played what? 13 minutes for Liverpool in his shirt. And don't forget, we just never got him on loan, said that's it, with a view to buy. We had to pay £3 million for him for that loan.
I know. I mean, they must have seen something in him when he was fit and playing, but we've never seen it because he was injured as soon as he got here. He was injured, and he's never been on the pitch.
But Barcelona got rid of him because he was always injured. And Juve are trying to get rid of him because he's always injured. Now, didn't anybody do any due diligence on this particular player?
Well, yeah, that's the point. They should be doing due diligence. Yeah, they obviously didn't.
No. Because it was a waste of £3 million. It was a waste of that lad coming over.
Yeah.
Brian Edley says, George, what about your diving header in the FA Youth Cup against Villa? I just seen the photo. I haven't read the book yet. All over the place with the kids. But once they are out of school, did you win? He said, did you win?
Yeah, to be honest, it was one of my, I suppose, specialities, diving headers. I used to get to the far post and knock him in with the diving header, not just at Liverpool, but in Aberdeen and in South Africa. That one he's talking about was in the FA Youth Cup. I'm not sure whether it was Villa or Sheffield Wednesday, but we got through to the final that year. And we played the FA Youth Cup final against West Ham United. 2 legs. First leg was at Anfield. We won 3-1. And to my everlasting shame, I hit the underside of the crossbar in the last minute, and it came out. And that would have been 4-1. We went down to Upton Park the following week. At Anfield, there was about 28,000 there. FA Youth Cup final. West Ham, we went down the following week. Harry Redknapp was on the right wing for West Ham. He was 16, and John Sisson's on the left wing. And we scored first. So we were up 4-1. And then they scored, and it was 4-2 half-time. Then we scored again, 5-2. They went and scored 3 goals and beat us in the last minute, 6-5.
Wow.
It was a disputed goal. The referee was Jack Taylor, who went on to referee the World Cup final 6 years later. And he disallowed this goal. Sorry, he allowed this goal, which the goalkeeper, Rodney Swindlehurst, he was barged over the line by a lad called Martin Britt, shoulder to shoulder, and he dropped the ball over the line, and a goal stood, and we were out. We'd lost the FA Youth Cup. And every time I look at the losers' medal in my trophy cabinet, I feel sick.
Jack Taylor, he was a big fella then, wasn't he? Remember him?
He was a butcher from Wolverhampton. That was his trade. And they weren't professional in those days, the referees. He went on to referee the World Cup. I think it was in Mexico.
Yeah, I remember Jack Taylor.
Shaggy was incandescent, absolutely incandescent with him, you know. And Tommy Smith, I mean, I thought Tommy was going to not him. And I remember the next game Tommy played when he was refereeing, Tommy went up to him, turned around and said, "I'll save you the trouble, Jack. Smith, number 4.
That's what he said.
You're going to be booked."
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, I'll save you the trouble, Jack.
What a character. What a character. What a character. Anyway, that's lovely. That's a lovely little story. George, did you know much about Arthur Riley, the legendary groundsman?
Yeah, as I was saying before, I've got a wonderful picture. I'll post it online of the 3 of us larking about in the centre circle, and Arthur's behind us shouting at us to stop larking around, get on with the work. You know? Because our job was not, I mean, Tommy and Chris, Bobby, Gordon and myself, we were the ground staff boys. And we used to paint the Kop. And on a Monday morning, we used to have to sweep the Kop out. You can imagine what was in there. It was horrendous. So we had to do all them mundane jobs as well as play football and train every day with the first team, second team, play at Melwood at the weekend. And then we got into the reserves and we were playing in the big stadiums. But we started off as kids on the ground staff. Between the ages of 15 and 17, you were an apprentice. And when you became 17, Shankly told you if you were going to make it or not. Sadly, some boys had to leave, and others, luckily like us, moved on to be professionals.
Yeah. It just shows, you know, it is heartbreaking for some young kids, isn't it? You know, that have gone through the ranks right up to the likes of the reserves. We're told, you know, we're sorry, you know, we have to let you go. It must be heartbreaking for them.
And they left school at 15. Invariably, they've had no education, like me. I left school at 15. I didn't have any education. You see, further education beyond 15. So if I hadn't made it in 17, I would have just been, I suppose, have to work in a factory or something.
Yeah.
Do anything, or get another club, you know.
Yeah. I was surprised that I was on LFC TV with Ian Kelly. We were doing something about Billy Little. I think it was Billy Little. Anyway, we were chatting away. And what surprised me, that some of the lads, I forget who it was a plumber, an apprentice plumber. And other kinds of trades, you know, other apprenticeships, other lads.
Yeah, they would be amateurs. They had amateurs in the apprentices. I think Ian was never on the ground staff. I think Ian came in like as an amateur, I think. I can never remember Ian being an apprentice. He was straight into the first team when he was 17. Took over from Billy Little.
Yeah, he did. It was funny, that was asked, what was it like to take over Billy Little? Gee, I don't think he says anything. You know what I mean? And that's what kind of a lads Ian Callahan is.
What a man. Yeah.
I used to work for his auntie of a weekend, a Saturday boy. I surprised him, actually. I'll tell you for why. One Saturday morning, after we won the cup, you know, a few Saturdays on, Ian came down to show the staff, and I was the Saturday boy, the medal, you know, his cup with his medal. And he came in, and I was in awe. Yeah. I didn't even know that, like, my boss like the beautiful lady, by the way, was his auntie. I said, no,
Amazing.
she never even mentioned it.
Yeah.
And then he walks, and I'm like, and he's showing the medal. I held his medal. I couldn't believe it. I was a little, kid, a young lad, 17, 16, something like that. I don't know how old I was. But it was that age anyway. And, holding a cup winner's medal was absolutely amazing. Some boy, Frank, says, we've been so lucky, Frank, since Mr. Shankly built this fantastic club from being a toilet to go on to win everything possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is everything. Everything that could be won has been won by Liverpool after the foundations that you were involved in.
Yeah, well, Jeff Goulding told me, he said, like, Liverpool had won 7 trophies before Shankly arrived. Since then, they've won 46.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. And that was when it changed. Yeah, I wrote one of the chapters in the book is about Anfield at that time, inside Anfield, taking the reader through the stadium, as it was then, into each of the rooms and then out onto the pitch, how it was, painting a picture for them, And it's quite amazing, the difference. The boys' pen up in the corner, when all the kids used to go.
Yeah. We used to go into the boys' pen, funny enough, obviously, kids. And at 3/4 time, we always ran out and go into the cop.
Yeah.
And the very first time I ever seen it was it a floodlight game or what? I know that the floodlights were on because it used to be go dark around 4:00, didn't it?
Yes.
In the winter.
That's right. Second half was under lights.
Yeah, so we went down, and I remember going through, and then there's the cup, there's the goal there, we were in awe. Me and my little mate were in awe looking at this particular thing. Wow.
And you never forget that, do you? No matter how many years go by, your first view of Anfield, when you first walk in with your dad or your granddad, you remember it forever.
Yeah. Brilliant. I remember taking my grandson, who's a lawyer now, by the way, taking him to his first game. And I'll tell you who it was against. It was against Chelsea. It was against, no, it wasn't. It was against Middlesbrough. And I think we got beat. We got beat at Anfield. Oh, what was his name? He scored as well. He came and played for us. A lad from Middlesbrough. Dutch he was. Dutch, forget his name now. Anyway, he played for us. And he just looked at me, this is my grandson. He looked at me and he said, is that it? I said, yeah. It's over now, we're going to go home. And he started crying. He's only a little kid. He started crying. I wanted them to win, Granddad. And then we went to one of the great games was Fernando Torres against Chelsea when he scored 2 in the last few minutes. Oh, brilliant. Brought him in the stands.
Do you remember they used to just take the little kid and pop him over the turnstile? And the guy wouldn't bother.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, it's just... Charlie Kane says, this is a good point, actually.
Yeah.
When are Manchester City going to be done? They have done over there wheeling and dealing, Frank and George. They won't get not all that.
It's the old story. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And the people that are at the top, they don't get punished because they're wheeling and dealing. And it'll be delayed and delayed and delayed, and it'll be filtered down. And in the end, God knows if they'll even get a punishment.
Yeah. And that's the sad thing, isn't it, George?
122 charges.
I'm just trying to fix something here.
I mean, they've got a lot of charges hanging over their head. And something's going to have to be done about it.
There's a thing, and it really is annoying.
What is it?
It's so annoying. I've got monitors, you see. There's different monitors that I'm trying to And there's one monitor that keeps showing a thing constantly, and I'm trying to get rid of it, and I can't with this thing. Is that any better? Oh, that's better. It just keeps, it keeps going in my eye. Keeps going in my eye. That's the problem. I'll show you when you come down. All about this. It's just crazy. So nothing will happen, will they, George? With Manchester City and this particular thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes financially that the average supporter's got no knowledge of, and who knows whether it'll be the lawyers. The only people that will make money is the lawyers, I suppose.
80 grand a day they're on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Manchester City lawyers.
Unbelievable money, isn't it? Look, Haaland's on, 900,000 a week?
What's that all about?
Yeah, I know.
What is that all about?
Shocking, isn't it? Absolutely.
That's pathetic. That is pathetic. Stephen Snape says it was the supporters at Wembley in '71 that drew me inexplicably to the Reds. The baleful Sonari adulation. What's he going on about?
My God, he's got some good words there.
Sonari's adulation was conveyed with Christerial zeal. It just mattered more to the team. I'm not going to read any more smart comments from you.
Just
I've got all these.
The last sentence is a mess, but it just mattered more to the team in red.
Yeah, that's all. That's all it mattered. Anyway.
Amazing.
Pete Blenko. Even in gents, you should always look for the positive. FSG may not be perfect, but imagine 13 years. See, that's played out. That really has played out, Pete. I'm sorry to say that. I really am. Sorry saying that, because what you've got, they just go back to, people, and they're making excuses for lack of investment. They just say, well, what about FSG? What about X and Gillette? We got rid of them. They were gone. They were gone.
And they did nothing for the club at all.
No, they didn't.
Nearly bankrupted the club.
Yeah, they did nothing. But they've gone. It's history. It's like saying, "Oh, I wish we had Shankly at the helm now. I wish we had Bob Paisley at the helm. I wish we could have done this. I wish we could have done that." It's all wishful thinking. It's all wishful thinking. The likes of, it's Peter. It's just investment. That's what it is. It's investment and the lack of. You can't deny that there was.
Yeah.
You just can't deny that the lack of investment.
What we are today. Two sides to the story. I mean, on the positive side, they've built the stadium. You've got Jurgen in place. They've won 7 trophies. And then on the negative side, they're not investing the money that's needed to be invested at the current time.
It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. It really is as simple as that. No matter how you look at it, if you're not going to invest, you're going to struggle. And as you said before, George, when you look at the investment that's going to happen in
the Premier League
in the summer, not with us, but we know that other teams are going to invest. The both Manchester clubs, Arsenal will invest. Newcastle is going to invest.
Yeah, I mean, why should Arsenal get Rice? The only benefit of him going to Arsenal is it's in London, but he won't get the same passion there he gets at Anfield, or the same legendary status in due course as he'll get at Anfield, and the money will be just as good at Anfield. So I don't know why we haven't got the power to bring these guys in.
We haven't got the money, that's why.
That's it. That's the one. Let's hope that changes.
That's all it boils down to, the money. And I think Jude Bellingham, I think a load of spin has come out about him, to be honest. That's just me. You know, listen, if something happens, you try to spin. You try to spin the situation. You always do that, no matter what, whether it's historical or whether it's any profession. You always try to spin. It's as simple as that. And spin does come out of Anfield. It really does.
Well, Frank, the proof of the pudding will be in the eating this summer, because we'll be watching and we'll be interested to see exactly what happens when the transfer window opens.
Yes. Yes. Look, Dave Kirby, very talented, says Lorna Blinko.
Oh, yeah, he can bring a tear to your eye, no problem.
Yeah, brilliant. Great writer, great poet, as you said. And Brian Edley says, I'm still devastated the King resigned. You know, Kenny.
Going back a bit now, he did his share. I think Hillsborough drained him to death. I mean, that man, what he went through with those families was incredible.
Yes, totally. I've gone right down. I'm sorry there. Really, so, God, blimey, where am I?
Well, he's still there, Kenny, and he's still there every week.
Yeah. I'll never forget when that John Henry ignored him at Wembley, and he wouldn't shake hands with him. Never forget that. I'll never forget that.
I never heard that. That's terrible. That.
Didn't you see that? Yeah, it was when we played Chelsea, got beat. What's his name? Carroll. Andy Carroll scored for us.
I remember that game.
He didn't shake hands with Kenny at all. That was shocking.
That is shocking.
Brian is right. FSG's policy on transfer business will bog us down in the mire, says Stephen Snape. Paddy Berger says, on the subject of pitches and the improvements, as George says, Wembley was the one pitch that was like a carpet. My first game at Anfield was versus Wolves in '81 season. I think it was January. The pitch was like a frosty potato field.
who used to come in covered in mud. Great. It was great.
He carries on by saying, I'm not sure Arcamello actually exists, Frank. He's probably a tax writer. Yeah, I think they put a shirt on a mannequin, to be honest. I said, this is Arcamello. You know?
Yeah. That's terrible.
It's ridiculous. Do you think anyone else might have leave? Maybe Gomez or Matip? Looks like Kelleher might stay, according to Jürgen today. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good news. He said
that was very good news. That was really very, very, very good news. That was made up at that. I still can't pronounce his name though.
Kelleher.
Yeah, no, I mean his Christian name.
Oh yeah.
Don't even get it down there. I don't know. It's Queen.
One of those Irish names is hard to pronounce.
Yeah, very Irish.
I'm not sure about Gomez and Matip. I mean, I'm not sure they'll go this transfer window.
Yeah. And Charlie Wood says FSG never wanted to pay for top players. VV Virgil only came in because we sold Coutinho, and so did Alisson as well.
Yeah, that's true.
So did funny enough, Jack Taylor gets mentioned here. Not the first time Jack Taylor has been cited being cited for a dodgy decision.
Yeah, it cost us for being the first Liverpool team to win the FA Youth Cup.
That's strange, that, isn't it? And you can talk about youth cups, and I used to have a picture of Steven Gerrard. Was it Steven? Yeah. Yeah, Stevens, yeah, Jamie Carragher, and in the youth team. Yeah, in the youth team, big picture when they won the cup, and it was really good. No, it wasn't there. No, Stephen wasn't there. It was Jamie Carragher.
Carragher probably was in the youth team, yeah.
Yeah, and it was great. I gave it to some lad who was a really nice lad,
Stevie was in the first team when he was 17, wasn't he?
Yeah, special needs lad he was. And he's a big red, and he loves photographs. And this was in a massive frame. I'm talking a big thing. And I said, yeah, he was delighted with it. Delighted. Really good. Oh.
What did you say? Jimmy Case was a plumber, yeah. Electrician.
I don't know where that went. Sorry about that. Don't know where it went.
There's a lad called Niall from Ireland, and he goes under the company Cop Art. And he does fantastic pictures of the Liverpool ex-players and current players as well. He's one of my friends on Facebook. He's a brilliant artist. He did a fantastic painting for me, and he never even charged me for it. When I was playing with the jersey on and everything, with the old retro jersey, the one we used to wear in the 60s. Yeah.
And that's the retro jerseys coming back for next season. I'm going to be wearing it tomorrow, I think.
It's very similar, Frank. Used to Liverbird, red Liverbird, LFC underneath it, white badge, and a red top. Proper red, not that burgundy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I like the proper red ones rather than the washed-out red.
Yeah, definitely.
And strangely enough, if you ever look to the 2005 Istanbul final, the red in that was a cracking red. Red.
I was there that day with my son. It was amazing.
I loved that.
Yeah.
Besides loving the match, I loved that red.
Yeah. So Shankly said when they got the red kit, I remember he put it on Ronnie. He said to the press, "Come on, boys, walk round them if you can."
So the three passes.
It's like the Colossus of Rhodes.
He's a giant. He actually said, didn't he? The opposition will be afraid of us.
I'll tell you another thing he said. I remember we were training one day, and Sid Reeks, the chairman, was standing quite close by. We were having a conversation. And in those days, the player sometimes got a job in the summer, a part-time job doing bits and pieces to tide him over. And somebody said, "Ronnie, it's about time you got yourself a job." And one of the lads said, "Oh, good job for you, Ronnie. You could be a lifeguard on Formby Beach. Be brilliant, And Ronnie says, "I can't swim. It's no good. I can't swim." And Shankly shouted, he said, "You can wade out for 5 miles, son."
Brilliant. That's Shankly, though, isn't it? That's a typical Shankly.
Fantastic humour.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. My friend got an apprenticeship with Carlisle United in 1989. Just sent home, couldn't get him bulked up, but he got to play for Carlisle Youth at Anfield in the FA Cup. He said it's just unforgettable.
Yeah.
And that's at Anfield in a Youth Cup.
Yeah.
Could you imagine now, playing today at Anfield?
Yeah.
Do you remember when we played Man City in the Champions League and we beat them 3-0?
Yes.
That Kyle Walker, said it, I think it was, I don't know whether it was right after the match or the next day, whatever. And he said, "I've never heard a crowd like that in my life."
Yeah.
Never.
Even Guardiola said the same thing.
Who?
The manager, Pep.
Oh, yeah.
He was on that programme this morning. He said, Anfield is different. They're over you like a rash.
It's incredible, though. Paddy Berger says, on the subject of another phrase, in case you didn't make it, the lad Stuart Pearce used to advertise in the club programmes when he was at Coventry for plumbing and joinery services on the side, in case he didn't make it. He did okay at football.
Yeah.
And that's Stuart. He went sort of left back, wasn't he, for England?
Yeah.
Big legs. He had legs like tree trunks.
Tree trunks, mate. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, apparently, tomorrow's ref was the fourth official at the centre of the inquiry into Klopp's suspension, says Pete Blenko.
All right.
Didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that. Shouldn't make any difference.
That's just nuts. Just absolutely nuts. I was, let's see. Brian Headley, I don't like calling it a toilet. Other fans say that. Heaven is heaven. No other place in the world like it. My dream would be to run up and down in an empty Anfield with a ball and just stare for ages.
Yeah, yeah. I always used to think, when people came up to me, and they say, it must have been great to just to play on Anfield, like she's just said now, just to be on the pitch. And yeah, I played over 100 games at Anfield, maybe more, and scored goals into the cup. Okay, it was in the Central League team, but it's still the same, the thrill of playing Anfield.
Yeah.
And we used to get some nice big crowds there for the Central Reserve games, 8,000, 9,000 sometimes and more. So to play on Anfield's a thrill for anybody, even in a charity game or just a...
It is, and I go along with that. The thing is as well, even when you go to Anfield, and it draws you, doesn't it? It really draws you. And you get the fans, and
atmosphere.
It's the atmosphere. But the greatest atmosphere I ever heard was in 1977.
I know what you're going to say.
San Etienne.
Yeah.
That roof lifted up. I was in the cup.
The gates were closed about an hour and a half before the game.
Yeah. Oh, we were in there, great anticipation. And yet, it's funny, we knew that we could do it. And even when Bethany scored, Bethany scored to make it 1-1, but they were still leading.
That's right.
As well, because we got beat over there 1-0. And when Bethany scored, and then we still knew, then Davy Fairclough.
Super sub, yeah, Davy boy. What a picture that is. Picture of him jumping up.
Yeah. But that was the greatest noise I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah.
Bolo Zenden says Brian Headley.
Oh, that must be the lad from Middlesbrough.
Yes, it was. Bolo Zenden. Never forget it. And my grandson was like, and you see him, I tell you what he was actually doing. He was like running and doing this, skipping. And that's it. Never forget that. He was just doing this, skipping.
Yeah. Bolo Zenden.
And we signed him. They signed him. And we signed that Michael Thomas, didn't we, after he scored in the Anfield Road end against Grobbelaar. And when we should have won the league, we should have won another double.
Yeah. Oh, the most disappointing game at Anfield for me was the Arsenal game when Johnny Barnes took the ball into the corner and fiddled about with it, and then they broke away and scored in the last minute. It was the lad.
That was Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas, yeah. I couldn't believe it.
And we signed him.
Devastated. Last minute, poor old Kenny, yeah. Well, Blackburn, that was a bad one.
Little Charlie Blenko. Hi, Frank, it's Charlie. How are you? Hiya, Charlie. He's a little boy. He's a big... he's the grandson of Lorna and Pete Blenko, being on.
Right.
He sent a message. He wrote a letter to Father Christmas, for the toys and everything.
Yeah.
And do you know what was top of the list?
What?
To meet me.
Frank.
Can you get me to meet Frank? You can't make these things up.
No, you can't. You can't. Fantastic.
Lovely. That's lovely. I'm well, Charlie. I hope you're well and being good for your grandparents, Pete.
Yeah.
And Lorna. Good call, that, Charlie, lad.
Early Christmas.
That scarf or badge do a great T-shirt showing the lads queuing up for the boys' pen. That's right. I'm
They're
talking about that. Can I just put this up?
Yeah, they're brilliant. Yeah,
There you go. That scarf and badge.
Fantastic.
And the great people, and they're open tomorrow. If you go in the game, you're looking in. I've got one of them on now. Look at this. It's when we won our 19th league title, the first Premiership, to be honest, but it was the 19th, and this is what it shows. 19th. It's absolutely fantastic. It really is. If you go there, excuse me. If you go there, excuse me. You're well looked after, great reasonable prices, top quality gear as well, and very reasonable. And you've only got to go along for these fantastic, for the fantastic merchandise. My daughter Francine was supposed to get me online a couple of T-shirts, for when we go over to Athens.
Yeah. That would be nice, yeah. They've got a great range, haven't they? Yeah, I've been in there.
Oh, yeah, fantastic range. And it really is super. Michael Dean and his lovely wife, Michelle. Really good. Thank you for that, Soulboy Fran. Thank you. That's really good. And as he says, a T-shirt showing the lads queuing up for the boys' pen.
Yeah.
That's great, isn't it? That's great.
Were you over there for Istanbul, Frank? Were you there? Did you go to the game?
Yeah, I was there.
Do you remember before the game, the crowd, like red ants going down the hill? It was an incredible sight, wasn't it? All the Liverpool fans coming down that hill.
Yeah.
And the atmosphere was incredible. I remember there was a band on singing, and the stage nearly collapsed. There was that many people on it. And it was just an unbelievable occasion, wasn't it?
But you're right about the ants, because when you see them and they're coming down, it was a phenomenal sight.
Phenomenal sight,
Do you know what got me, George? What got me? And it reverberated around every Liverpool fan that was in there. Was you never walk alone at half time.
Yeah, I think it's just breathtaking. Absolutely.
Think about that. 3-0 down.
Yeah. Imagine the players in the dressing room when they heard that.
But Rafa turned around, he said, listen.
Yeah.
Even Stevie said it to me. And Carrie.
Yeah.
And they came out. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And when Stevie, it had to be Stevie who set it up. I mean, when he scored the header. And what a header that was.
And then his arms were up and down. Come on.
Come on. Yeah. Because he knew.
I was with my son there, and I tell you what, when Stevie ran through, we were at the opposite end, and when Stevie ran through into the box and he went down, we couldn't tell it was a penalty, we were too far away, but it looked like a penalty, and we were jumping up, penalty. Of course, and then when Alonso took it, he missed it the first time, the keeper saved it, and you were sort of head in your hands, and then next minute you were up, and then the Russian guy missed that tremendous chance. Goalkeeper Dudek's double save. That was unbelievable. How did he miss that? It was destiny.
Exactly. Do you know what, though? You mentioned about Shevchenko, and it was the second half. They were still 3-0 up, and they got Kaka was brought down by Big Sammy, and he got a free kick.
Yeah.
And he just hit it sideways. Kaka did hit it sideways to Shevchenko. Shevchenko let it go, and I was going into the bottom left-hand corner, to the left, Dudek's left. And now we got a Zand, we just seen it as it happened. But when you see the replay on the telly, when you watch it again, it was incredible save.
Yeah, and Traore kicked one off the line, and he wasn't due to be on. He was coming off at half-time. Rafa took him off, and then Harry Kewell went down injured or something happened, and he came back out the shower, got changed, came back out, and effectively stopped the ball on the line, helped us win it.
Exactly. So I don't know, it was that sort of game where the fans and everybody played well. Every single one of the lads.
Jamie Carragher was amazing. I never stopped running. He was cramp and all sorts, kept going. I can't believe that. How long ago was that now? It's 18 years? Is it?
Yeah, 18, nearly 20 years.
It seems like yesterday.
Yeah, because that's what you relive. Yeah. That's what lots of fans relive. And we can't let that go.
No, I've got a wonderful photograph of me and my son when he scored, went the end, it was fabulous, two of us together.
It's only like, George, it's only like, we have great memories. And you've only got to go back to last season, George.
Yeah.
Go back exactly 1 year.
Yeah.
Right? 1 year.
Yeah.
When we were going for a quadruple.
Yeah.
Now, if it was this year, we'd have won the league now.
Yeah.
The league would have been won.
Yeah.
The league, because we got 90-odd points.
That's right.
And the most points that City can get is 90 or something like that.
It was very true.
And we would have been in the final. You'd have beaten Real Madrid.
Yeah. It's very cruel that City scoring had 3 goals in the last 10 minutes. I mean, against Villa, stole the title away in his last 10 minutes of the season.
Yeah.
There you go. That's history now.
It is. That's what I mean. We can go back. We can always relive certain things. Charlie Wood says, I remember my mum saying, you can't win them all. I looked at it with what must have been a puzzled face. Why?
Brilliant.
And you say, why can't we win everything?
Yeah.
Lads need to get a consortium together. Call it the Batty Carlyle group.
Tommy's away at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in Turkey. He could be looking at us.
Yeah, if he gets away, if he's on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, he said, didn't he? But I think be more Tuesday. He'd be knackered, He'd be knackered. Charlie Wood says, we've got the money, Frank. They just don't want to spend it.
Well, they've got the profit in the value of the club.
Well, this is it. Yeah, something has to be done. It really does. It really does have to be done. Because if it's not done this season, what do you think? Say it's like last season, we're saying, we only need these certain players, and all of a sudden they don't come, and there's no contingency plan. So we're back to where we started. Do you think there'll be some sort of like a Hicks and Gillette sort of confrontation with the owners?
Well, they're always going to be thinking about the way forward or the way out. It depends on the circumstance. If you're doing well and then everything's happy and everybody's okay, you start to slip, and the reasons start coming out as to why you're slipping. It's very easy for the owners then to make excuses, but the excuses wear thin if they're not going to continue, if they're not going to invest the money that's needed in today's Premiership, because it's very competitive. And there's only one way to get up there and win, and that's to have the best players playing for you.
As Soulboy France says, FSG are so lucky they have Klopp. They would have been well gone otherwise. And I agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very, very good comment.
Yeah.
It really is. Because the way I look at it is that, they could have said, well, we've won them the league. They've been waiting for it for 30 years, and we've won this other European thing. This is their mentality, European thing. So we've given them everything that we've, and that's just. Paddy Baker says, imagine what Klopp could have done with even investment in keeping with what he's brought in as prize revenue. We aren't even talking about overspending, just proper backing. The spin this summer will be interesting if there's no CL football next season, as they have been reticent on spending, even with the Champions League money.
Yeah. I think it's amazing. He's right, really, what Klopp could do. What Klopp's done anyway has been unbelievable. I can't believe that, I'm not so sure that Pep Guardiola would have done
No,
Klopp's done, the lack of backing that Klopp's had. Guardiola has always had teams with money, PSG, Barcelona, City, and it's very easy. But when you go and manage teams like, that's any Aston Villa, like Gerrard had to do. If Pep went to Aston Villa, let's see how good he would be then.
Yeah, exactly. I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you there, George. Frank, what was the story again about Henry and the Saint when you were there? Yeah, me and the Saint, we were on the LFC TV. We were discussing after the game. Viewers were ringing in and trying to answer. And it was the Spurs game when we got beat at Anfield 2-0. And that Christian Bale scored. He scored. Right. So anyway, the Saint said to me, he said, listen, he said, I'm going down to see my son. He said, you fancy a beer? I said, yeah. So we went to the bar and grill. And anyway, we walked through, went in there, and there's one other fella in there, and he was down by the bar. So I'm talking to the Saint, and the Saint's looking over my shoulder, and he went, there's John Henry there. So I looked, and I went over to see him, George.
Yeah.
I said, hello, Mr. Henry. And he looked at me, and I put my hands out, to shake his hand. No character in the handshake whatsoever, no character.
Limp handshake, yeah.
Oh, clammy. So anyway, shook his hand nevertheless. And I said, listen, we need investment. You've seen the debacle up there today. And he went, never forget this. He said, everything's in hand. And I said, really? He said, yes, everything is in hand. I said, you see that man standing there? And I pointed over to the Saint. I said, he's a Liverpool legend. People know. I made up a story that I was watching a documentary, and there was a little kid running around a village with a Liverpool top on him with St. John on. And I said, he's a legend. Anyway, when I was pointing over at the Saint, he thought I was calling him over. And he walked over the Saint. And I said, this is Ian St. John, the legend. And he went, who are you again?
He said what?
Who are you again?
Who are you? Oh, well,
people want me to like him,
Yeah, I think when they buy a club, they should get to know the history. And the money's all right and the big high finance and all the rest, but you got to get to know the history, who the people are that matter to the supporters. That would have been a very important thing to do. I think he obviously hadn't done his homework.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're not interested.
No,
I'm being honest, not interested whatsoever. But it's like buying a big manufacturing company, and you see all these wonderful seamstresses and whatever, and lads going out on vans bringing material, whatever it is. And the only thing you're interested in is seeing the way that you're not interested in a seamstress or a van driver or anything. You're not even interested in. You might be interested in the manager, the floor manager, to make sure that the workers are not interested.
No,
and they're not interested who was like an employer of the month 5 years ago, are you? You're not going to be interested in that, and they're not interested.
Yeah. If it wasn't for the likes of Ian St. John, he wouldn't be here.
No, of course not. Absolutely not. Rather Mello is an A1 player, Charlie Wood says.
He means Arthur Mello.
Arthur Mello is an Arthur intelligence player. You know what?
He's certainly working his ticket at Anfield because he's getting paid. He's not playing.
Exactly. Pronounced Kawim, says Stephen Snape.
Kelleher.
Yeah, young Kelleher. Yeah. See how far we've gone down.
This one. Quahim.
And Brian says Quavine. He says, and he's Irish, isn't he? Paddy Berger, ask the lad, George, is his wallpaper from when he made his debut?
Who's that?
Have a clue? I don't know. Ask the lad, George.
Is
his wallpaper from when he made his debut? I don't know. Lads, where was the boys' pen? Were they at the boat? There was just if you're looking at the cop, if you're standing on the pitch and you're looking at the cop from the penalty spot, say, and you look to your right, the right-hand corner, right up there, that it was in that right-hand corner.
Yeah.
And it was caged off, wasn't it?
Oh, big iron bars.
Yeah. And you had daredevils climbing over.
Yeah.
But we weren't daredevils, we just waited to,
You'd never get away with that today, would you? You know, the kids stuff like 10.
No. That's a cracking little It's like George, the double save from Shevchenko was just destiny. One of those things that are just beyond the bounds of reality and into karma and providence. That's
I do believe in destiny.
Oh yeah, well, fate as well. I believe in fate.
Fate, yeah, absolutely.
We will never see the likes of it again, ever. That can't happen again. Gattuso should have got sent off that night, says Brian Edley. Well, Carragher was there screaming, you know, when I seen the
penalty.
Yeah, you know, he should have got Gattuso.
When he came out, he touched the ball as well, Gattuso. Like you were
touched the cup, yeah.
Yeah, the cup,
Don't touch the cup. It brings you bad luck. All the prep work should be done by now, come next Monday. If there isn't any sign of players coming in, there should be a war against these owners. They have played their last cards. Can't get away with it, says Brian Headley. It's true. And there's 2 pints each for us here of Shane McGowan. Evening, lads. No, two chasers, 2 pints.
Yeah.
And a couple of chasers to go with it there, George.
Lovely. Yeah. I always think Fairy Tale of New York.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Shane McGowan.
Shane McGowan, yeah.
But as I said on my ordinary show, this lad, he said, is that the lad? I said, oh, yes, the lad Shane McGowan. And he told everyone, Shane McGowan. He comments on French. Absolutely brilliant.
I was telling the pal of mine the other day about that Frank Sinatra story. That was a belter. You know, the little chip shop. Yeah.
The chippy. It's a Frankie Lane. Get in the back of the queue. Don't care what Sinatra say. Get the back of the queue. Guess I've got to go back to school. Oh, incredible. Great story. Fantastic story. You can always judge a fella by his handshake, says Paddy Berger.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's true that.
There is. And if you've got no character in your handshake, Pete Blenko says they need to understand, they need to know they are custodians of the club. The fans own the club. That's a good
Absolutely,
point.
absolutely, yeah.
That's absolutely spot on, that, Pete.
Well, do you remember that time they tried to put the tickets up? Was it Gillette?
Oh.
And 10,000 fans walked out. Yeah.
Was this lot?
Was it them?
This
Yeah,
lot?
it's still them. Yeah, it was, yeah. And they walked out and then they were forced to do a U-turn.
Yeah. Yeah. They've made mistakes and they try to ratify them. But look at the, the new stands and the Anfield Road end.
They also tried to get us into the Super League.
Oh, yeah.
We all saw that.
Oh, yeah.
Along with Chelsea and Spurs and them. It's only Liverpool fans stopped that. Spirit Shankly stopped it.
Yeah, but they see the same. It's just greed. That's all you've got to look at. It's pure, unadulterated greed. That's what it is. And, we're seeing that anyway, because no matter how you look at it, it's a sell-to-buy club. And we're selling players. We are going to be selling players. And as someone mentioned there, I lost there, and I tried to get it out there anyway. Do you think Gomez and Matip will be sold?
Maybe one of them.
We can't afford to sell too many,
especially because you need backup.
We definitely need backup. And the likes of Gomez, you can put in play right back.
Right back,
play centre back. But he's not consistent enough, in my opinion. But he's a good player, but he's not consistent.
Yeah.
Some crack of Henry met shake hands from the black stuff, yeah.
Shake hands from the black. It's a job, yeah.
Brilliant. So my friend says, Tommy won't be watching this. He'll be tucked up in bed now. It's 11:30 over there.
You've had about 5 pints.
Yeah, he'll be well and truly gone. But we'll have him on Tuesday. You won't be here for next Tuesday, will you?
No, unfortunately, I can't make next Tuesday, but, I'll be okay after that.
Yeah, no.
Until the end of May.
Yeah, the end of May.
Anytime, just get in touch, anytime.
No. Every Tuesday is open for you and Marios. Every Tuesday. So
I've read his book. I've read his book now, and it's wonderful descriptions of Klopp. It gets you feel like you get to know the man a bit better. I mean, it's well researched.
Yeah, it is well researched. Not only is it well researched, but the author himself, Marios, just a lovely fella.
He is an amazing fella.
Lovely fella.
Yeah. And he's coming over for the first time, isn't he?
Yes. Yeah, you'll be there, won't you, George?
I'll be there, yeah. I'll make sure I'm there, yeah.
Yeah, we'll all be there.
Yeah,
we'll all be there. Be a nice little get together on the 17th. Is it the 17th of August?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Right, so let's see this. I said that. Well, listen. Let's see what this is. George, was Shanks still the same when he resigned, but still turns up to the training, says Brian Headley.
Yeah, well, I can only talk about that secondhand from people I've spoken to and people that were there, because I left Liverpool in '65, and Shanks, of course, retired in the '70s, early '70s. But from what I know, speaking to Callie and people like that, the problem was Shanks came in and people still called him the boss, still called him boss, and of course Bob was the boss. So it became a little bit, because Bill was never one to hide behind. He wasn't a shrinking violet. He'd come and he'd train and he'd play and he'd game with the lads and everything. And I think, unfortunately, it became a bit difficult. And I think he regretted retiring personally. I think he did it. Nobody really knows why, whether it was to protect Nessie, whether it was because he just had a bit too much pressure at that one time. Who knows? But I think once he'd done it, he did say himself it was like going to the electric chair.
Oh.
When he was sat with John Smith, he said it was like going to the electric chair. So he didn't really want to resign, I don't think, but for whatever reason he did. And he never got over it, I don't think. He was respected and loved by everybody in the game, not just Liverpool fans. And everybody wanted to listen to him. But, you know, it was just a shame. And Bob had to get on with the job, which he did so magnificently.
The thing is, as well, the players were shocked, weren't they?
Everybody was shocked. I mean, nobody expected it at all. You know, it just came out of the blue. You know, and it's like you say, I mean, things had to go on, and good job they had Bob there, who knew the ropes, knew the game, had worked with Bill for so long. And then Gio Fagan as well, of course. And Ronnie.
The boot room, wasn't it? The famous boot room.
Yeah, just incredible people, you know. But no, I was sad that Bill resigned because he was a one-off.
Well, you just go, you just said something there about the great man, Bob Paisley, and what he achieved.
Yeah.
Within 9 years. 9 years. And Ferguson couldn't emulate that.
I know.
Ferguson could never emulate what Bob, I don't think anyone can.
I read something the other day, Frank, that they said that it's a shame we haven't got a Bob Paisley stand. Maybe the Anfield Road end should have been named the Bob Paisley stand, because we've got the Kenny Dalglish stand up. So that would have been nice, I think.
But just like the Shankly Gates, isn't it?
Shankly Gates,
but then again,
the Paisley Gates.
Yeah, but then but you're right.
He's got a statue as well.
Yeah, but you're right there about a stand. A stand.
There's a stand for Shankly at Preston, isn't it? Preston have got the Bill Shankly stand because that was his club.
Yeah, just shows you how much he was revered, the Shanks.
Oh, well, he still lives with me today.
Yeah, and I think he lives with us all. He really does. He lives with us all.
I know all his family. They're all nice people. Barbara, Alexander.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know Karen is granddaughter.
Karen, yeah.
She lives in Athens, actually.
Emma.
Karen Gill.
Karen Gill, yeah.
Did Peter Taylor hang around, or did he move on, George, when Shanks took over?
No, he was gone. He was gone. He went.
Yeah.
He went, and then Bill came straight into the seat.
Well, okay, tomorrow, right? Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Who would you like to see? I know Nunes is out.
Yeah.
Carver is out, he's injured.
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise me if anyone's gets injured, and they're out. Anyway.
Yeah. I'm not sure he'll play Bobby from the start.
Yeah.
He might do if he's fit, but I mean, I think he'll probably come on during the game. I think Gakpo will play. I think, well, definitely Salah up front.
Yeah.
Gakpo, probably going to be Jota, isn't it? I think.
Or Diaz.
Diaz, yeah. Yeah, Diaz probably, and then Jota probably come on later. Diaz, Salah, and Gakpo, I would imagine.
With the likes of Jota coming on.
Yeah,
and,
Firmino.
Bobby for his final few minutes on the turf.
It depends on the result. If we're winning 2-0 or something, 20 minutes to go, then you'll probably see Firmino, Milner, and them coming on. Yeah. You might even see Keita waving from the touchline.
On the physio table. On the physio table.
Yeah.
There we are.
Yeah.
He foot
mellow. He'd be
mellow,
yeah. Carried down the stadium on a stretcher. Oh no.
I wonder what the Shanks would say,
A bloody malingerer.
Malingerer. So, okay, so midfield, who would you like to see in midfield, George? I agree with your forwards, by the way.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously Trent will be playing in the position he seems to have made his own.
Yeah.
And probably Fabinho and Henderson.
Yeah.
I'd imagine.
I think he has to play Henderson.
Yeah.
Because he's the captain last game of the season.
Yeah.
Well,
and Fabinho's been playing better. Of course, Curtis Jones, you see, as well.
Exactly.
This is the thing, you see.
But then again, he might play 3 at the back. And
the
other fella, Trent, do his little wondering, because that's a very strange role there. And no one can pick him up. No opposition can pick him up.
No.
Because they don't know what he's going to do. So you can't Curtis Jones, in midfield.
Yeah, well, Curtis Jones will probably play in midfield because he's been playing so well. It'd be difficult to leave him out.
Oh, it'd be very difficult to leave him out.
So, you maybe looking at Curtis Jones, Henderson, and Curtis Jones, Fabinho, and Trent, or the way you said it before, maybe have the 3 at the back.
Yeah. Yeah. Would be nice if Kelleher got the last 10 minutes, providing the game is safe. But it's going to be a tough one.
Well, we can't take chances tomorrow, can we? Because it's a must-win game.
It's
because we're still in it. We're still in it. Anything can happen to United.
Anything.
Bournemouth beat us, so anything can happen. So we've got to win tomorrow. Can't take it lightly.
No, you can't take it lightly. I just want to say to all the people out there, listen, please, can you subscribe if you haven't subscribed? It costs you nothing. And press the like to get the algorithm out there. Please. Thank you. And when you subscribe, you'll be able to comment. And all the comments are read out, as you can see.
Super.
So Stephen Snape says, some technological mystery. You're on my television screen. Loving the wallpaper, George.
I see what he means. I'm in what they call the garden room at the back of the house. It's like a little extension thing, And that's my wife's choice. It's not mine.
That's what you're saying now, aren't you? You're only saying that. That's the wife's choice.
All these podcasts, you see them all with the big library books behind them and everything.
Have you noticed that?
Look how well read I am.
Yeah, a big thing of books, They're almost been well read.
Probably never been opened.
No.
Yeah, next time I'm on, I'll shift to the other room and give you a better view.
Could it be Endo's last home game, as captain says Brian Headley? That's a good point.
Could be. It could be. I think it's probably going to move in the direction of Van Dijk.
Virgil van Dijk and Trent as a vice captain.
And eventually Trent.
Yeah. I agree there.
Yeah.
But it's been great, George, tonight. Thank you so much.
I love coming on with you, Frank. You're such a fund of knowledge about the game, about the club.
Joking.
You got such a love for the club as well, which is a bit.
You're the knowledge man. With the old Shanks and.
But I'll bring the book. If I get a chance, I'll bring the book over and sign it for you.
Oh, that'll be fantastic. I'd love you to sit in with me one night when you get home.
When I get back from the trip, and they say to Tommy, I said to Tommy, I'd meet up for him. He only lives in Breckenhead, and I don't live too far away.
Yeah,
I'm only 5 or 6 miles away from where he lives.
Yeah, so it'd be great. And as I said, or as you said, in August, I think it's August the 17th.
Yeah.
At Waterstones. Yeah. It's going to be a good day there.
Yeah, I got my ticket for that.
I know some of the lads will be down as well.
Yeah, no, I look forward to that. There's another event taking place, I think, in end of July. The lad that runs the Taggies, Big Taggy.
Taggies, yeah.
It's his 50th birthday, so he's got a big party, which loads of people will be there in the gardens there, in July. It'd be nice to start the new season.
Nice summer's day.
We had one of my book launches there at Taggies. It was absolutely packed out. It was lovely. Some lovely people there.
Yeah,
with Jeff, Jeff and Kieran Smith.
Jeff Goulden, brilliant.
Brilliant, isn't he? Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, lovely.
Talented
we're so lucky. We're so lucky, so blessed to have such wonderful friends.
Yeah.
Such wonderful viewers as well, because you can't As Stephen Snape says, I don't think appearances on screen would endear me too much. My bookcase has a spot goes to the farm, an Albanian stage, one of the shelves. The thing that Ray goes on about the Albanian, if no one can hear us, it goes on to subtitles. It's so funny,
Oh, yeah.
The subtitles are so funny. And Stephen Snape has always said he must be an Albanian interpreter.
Yeah, typing it, yeah. It's probably artificial intelligence.
That's what it is. That's what it is, artificial. Like Artemello, artificial intelligence. But I've just got over being starstruck with you, Frank. Now I can't believe I'm talking to George. Unreal. Thank you so much, lads. God bless. Safe weekend. 2-1 to the Reds.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much.
Isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely? That's a cracking. So, what would you say? What's your prediction for tomorrow?
Well, I'm never going to predict Liverpool going to lose at Anfield, so I would say either 2-1 or 3-1 to Liverpool.
Yeah. Michael Dean. Michael Dean.
Yeah.
There you go, Michael. There you go, mate. Michael Dean is the owner.
Yep.
Michelle.
That's scaffold.
Yeah. And it's a cracking shot. And as I said before, Michael, it's just, been trying to tell the people for ages, on match days, go along to your shop. They can get them online. My daughter, Francine, I wanted the one with he's got a cracking one over the liver bears. That's absolutely. And Francine said to me, "What do you want for your birthday?" And I went, and I told her. So she said, "I'll get you one of them, Dad." I said, "Yeah, okay, yeah, made up." And she ended up getting me a walking stick.
That's right, yeah.
A walking stick. I need one as well, to be honest with you. But Michael, all the time, thank you so much, Al. That's what he says. Frank, nice to see you wearing your championship T-shirt.
Yeah.
And he says, "Boss, mate."
We've
always got that up for you, Michael. We've always got that up for you.
Yeah.
And Stevie Snape says, "Have a great weekend, everyone. 3-1 to us."
Good man. Man. Yeah, I agree.
In fact, I go along with that. Yeah, there's the T-shirt. Look, see. The T-shirt.
Cracking, yeah.
That's when we won our 19th title. And you know what? I'm in a documentary, right? I'm in a documentary called Scouse Not English. And I've got this on. I'm wearing this. And the director and this producer said, I like that. What is this? And I had to tell him. I said, he said, "Are you a Liverpool fan?" I said, "Oh, yeah, a big one." And it's about, you see Liverpool at Wembley.
Yeah.
See us against, was it Benfica or Villarreal?
Bruges.
Yeah, and no, it was recently. It was during last season's campaign, and when we were at Wembley against Chelsea.
Chelsea and Man City.
Man City.
Yeah.
Man City.
Yeah, semi-final.
I don't know. We were against. There's been to that many bloody finals, but you know what he said, and he was made up. So I told him. Ah, that's lovely. That's lovely. So he says 3-1. I'll be on to you, Michael. FSG aren't getting any more from me. That's that's a customer for you there. That's Brian Edley, Michael Dean.
Yeah.
Michael Dean, what a lad, smash it. And he puts his thumbs up. Anytime, Michael, anytime. And brilliant Friday Brilliant Friday night. Thank you, Frank and George, and a big heart.
Thanks for watching. Yeah.
Isn't that lovely? So anyway, George, be seeing you in a few weeks at the end of May.
Yeah, hopefully we'll do. Yeah. I'll be here for the next 2 weeks, so just get in touch and I'll be there.
Yeah. No, we're not going to get in touch. You're just coming on a Tuesday.
All right. Yeah, I'll be there. Marios might be there Tuesday. Yeah, all right. Oh, lovely. Thanks, Frank. That's great.
For you, the Tuesday is you, Marios, and Tommy Batty.
Tommy. I love Tommy. Yeah, brilliant.
Well, there you go. There you go. So that's your slot, you see. And at least we can, I think we know what we're talking about. And Michael Dean says, thanks, Frank. Michael, there you are. Anytime. And we always do it for you, mate. Because I support little businesses. Me and the producer, Jason Pennington, we always support, especially good people, and especially the likes of anyone concerned with Liverpool Football Club. And that's nothing better than that scar or badge. And as Dorothy Langham says, you're contracted now, George. How about that?
Thank you, Dorothy. She's a lovely girl. She's a lovely girl, Dorothy.
Of course. Good night to all and sundry, says Stephen Snake.
Yeah, good night, Stephen.
Isn't that lovely? Don't ask him for a signing on fee, says Dorothy.
I remember in 1965, I got £1,250 signing on fee to go to Aberdeen, and I bought a Mini, brand new. It was £510.
Go away.
1965, I was 20. Yeah, that shows you how times have changed, doesn't it?
No.
Mini car now is worth about £30,000, I think. Mini.
And as Stephen Snape says, come on.
Bournemouth.
Come on. Yeah. That's great. And what's that? Fortune?
She said it's a fortune.
Oh, fortune. Yeah.
It didn't last long. It didn't last long, Dorothy.
See, this is why. No, it's not. George, we'll have to close on this. It's been absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thanks for a lovely night, and I'll see you next Tuesday.
You're going away, aren't you?
No, it's a week after that.
Oh, the week after?
The week after I'm going away, yeah.
Oh,
I'm going away the 1st of June.
Do you know what? I'm getting mixed up with Tommy Batty.
He's away next week, I think. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Good night, Smithy, and that's and everyone is. I'm not sure, she says. Anyway, let's see what she says. Night, lads. Have a nice weekend, George, and 2 big kisses.
And you, Dorothy.
Nothing for me, is it? Okay, well, that'll do, mate. I'm going to block her from...
You have to tell Marios.
Marios, yeah. Anyway, George.
Yeah, good night, Frank.
Good night, mate. Thank you so much. I will see you Tuesday. Isn't that lovely? Thank you so much. And that's it, people. I hope you've enjoyed it. I have. And you, Frank, as she says, look. And you, Frank. Thank you, Dorothy. Thank you so much. And it's just for me to say thank you so much for tuning in. I just hope that the Reds do it tomorrow. As everyone says, I think we will do it. I think we will. We should do anyway. We should do. Not interested in Villa. We just go at them. Do what we've been doing the last 8 games. And make it 9 on the bounce. And next week, make it 10 on the bounce against Southampton. And as the Italians say, ci vediamo. Ciao bella. Ciao tutti. Ciao.